below in reading and in math. So when they come to our program, they come not only to do homework, but to do extra work. And so we started with 6 kids 3 years ago, and now we have 50. The kids come to our program immediately after school. They come right from the bus to our program, and that requires that we feed them. And so that does get expensive when you're feeding 50 kids. It wasn't too bad 3 years ago when we had 6 kids, but now that we have 50, that starts adding up. And so that would be one of the things that the funds would help us with. Also, we help the kids with research projects. And sometimes they're assigned projects that require technology that the kids do not have at home, and it's not readily available to them. Most of our families don't have internet service. And we would like to get some technology that we would be using at the J. Carlton James building that allow our kids to do research for their middle school projects, for their junior high projects that they don't currently have available to them. So that's what the funds would go towards. I appreciate your consideration and appreciate all your fine efforts for what you do for our community and for our city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next speaker.
Next speaker, if needed, Mary Kay Ruth.
Ms. Ruth.
Good evening. It's Mary Kay Rath, and I'm with Second Harvest Food Bank. I do apologize. When you were listing out the grant numbers, I did not have a list of each grant assigned to a specific number. So a question that I have is in the Second Amendment, are we going to be cut an additional? Okay, we were not included in that. Just to make a brief statement, certainly the cuts are going to impact our organization. As many of you did receive my note that I sent to you, outline what we do here in the community. Right now, we provide food for 16 agencies here in Lafayette Parish. That serves 4,000 people every single month. What we are distributing is the equivalent of 1.4 million meals here just in Lafayette Parish alone. In addition, we also have monthly mobile pantries. We go into communities and we give food out. We are able to distribute food to 200 families in less than 2 hours. We also have a healthy food pantry, which goes into the Immaculate Heart of Mary Church and the Martin Luther King Center, which only distributes produce and protein. Last month, we had a generous donation from Lafayette General Medical Center, and we were able to distribute 120 turkeys, things that families are not going to get. We're able to do this because, yes, we are Second Harvest Food Bank, but we are a member of Feeding America. We are able to work with national organizations such as Walmart, Target, Albertsons. We work with regional distributors. We work with local farmers. We know the importance of getting the food out into the community. Another thing that we do is every Friday, 140 students at Alice Boucher Elementary School receive a backpack of food. We do rely on the dollars that we receive from the Lafayette City Parish Council. Those dollars go a long way for us. For every $10 we get, we can provide 28 meals. I don't think you're going to find a greater return on your investment. So I just wanted to bring that forward to you to let you know what we are doing here, specifically in Lafayette Parish. We are here, we are local, and we are trying to create systemic change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right.
Next speaker on the amendment only, LaMail Jones.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
I basically wanted to come up really to say thank you. On last council meeting, I brought for a plea to reconsider the information based on the fact that FoodNet was not funded. And you did address that, took it to heart, and then took it back to the council. I realize that every day you have a lot of things that come on your plate and a lot of efforts that are being brought forth in the community. And that's what I wanted to see happen, is to come back to the community to make a decision. I never intended for any organization in this wonderful city to not be funded. I've heard a lot of negative things go back and forth about what the council should have known, what the council did, what the community is doing, and that's not the intent. I realize that if we're going to get anything done for our community, we're going to have to do it as a team. So I thank you for your teamwork. I do want to say that since I've been part of FoodNet, coming out of Second Harvest, we've always been pitted against each other. It's a wonderful organization. They do great work. They do an enormous amount of output, just like FoodNet is doing, but we're on a community level, and they do what they do in their efforts. So that is not an issue for me. I don't want to see them not get funded. I don't want to see anybody not get funded. I want to thank you for your efforts and looking at what we all do. And if we all get funded, the more the better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other speakers?
No, sir.
That's it? Okay. At this time, we'd like to go ahead and call the vote on the amendment only. Liz?
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
No.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
I abstain.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9,
No.
District 1,
Yes?
District 2.
Yes.
Motion to amend is approved.
All right. Do we have any blue cards on the amended resolution?
We have the same blue cards who signed in to speak in general. John Newman, would you like to speak again?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Mary K. Rath, okay.
That's it?
And we also had 12 people, citizens and agencies who did not wish to speak but signed in support of external agency funding.
Okay. Thank you so much. At this time, let's go ahead and call the vote on the resolution as amended. Liz?
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
No.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
I abstain.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9,
No.
District 1,
Yes?
District 2.
Yes.
Motion to adopt as amended is approved.
Okay. Thank you, Liz. Can you please read item number 9?
Resolution 1, 2014, a resolution of the Lafayette City Parish Council urging the Louisiana Legislature to adopt any and all steps to ensure that the Acadiana Criminologist Laboratory receives permanent state funding.
Need a motion? Motion by Councilman Bertrand? Second by Councilman Andy Nakhan. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any blue cards?
No, sir.
All right. Liz, can you please call a vote?
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
District 1,
Yes?
District 2,
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right. Moving over to ordinance for final adoption. Please note this is a public hearing and the blue sheets are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 5-minute rule is in effect. Guys, I'd like to announce that the pictures are located inside your gold folders here. And Liz, can you please read ordinance number 10?
Ordinance 270, 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council declaring the building or structure located at 101 Hobson Street, Lafayette, Louisiana, owned by Clayton J. Domingue and Brandy Bellot Jeremy, in care of Gerald J. Block, attorney appointed, to be dilapidated and dangerous to the public welfare and ordering the condemnation of same.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman J. Castile, second by Councilman Andy Nakhan. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any blue cards?
No, sir.
All right, Liz, can you please call a vote?
District 5,
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Okay. Can you read item number 13? We're skipping 11 and 12.
Ordinance 274, 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the filing of an application with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for an assistance to firefighters fire prevention and safety grant for the Lafayette Fire Department.
Got a motion from Councilman Castile, a second from Councilman Bertrand. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any blue cards?
No, sir.
Liz, can you please call the vote?
District 7,
Yes.
District 8, District 9.
Yes.
District 1,
Yes?
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Next item.
Ordinance 275 and 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending ordinance number 234, 2008, Section 2 to increase fees at the Wetlands Golf Course, Levusham Golf Course, and the J. and Lionel Abear Golf Course.
All right, we have any council discussion? Motion. Oh, we got a motion by Councilman Boudreaux, second by Councilman Bertrand, and we have some discussion. Councilman Andy Nakhan.
Thank you, Mr. Boudreaux. I have some concerns and have been approached by many seniors as to these rate increases on their passes going into effect this year and continuing on to increase in 2015. Many of these gentlemen, of course, are on fixed income that participate in these passes, and they're very concerned that it's going to hinder them and hurt them as for their financial status. And I was wondering if we could possibly look at maybe increasing the regular green fees this year and decreasing these passes. I'm thinking that this might be a good thing to help these gentlemen out, because many of them, this is all they have for their exercise, and they get out and this is what they do. This is their social life, is to come to the golf course, and many of them play at Abear Municipal or Levusham, in particular Abear Municipal. By increasing the regular green fees and some of these junior fees, which weren't set to increase this year, we could bring in those revenues faster for you and possibly be able to reduce these pass fees for these seniors. Would you consider doing something like that? Do you see it feasible?
Sorry, Mr. Boudreaux.
No problem, thank you. Let me say, we had about 95,000 rounds played last year at the 3 courses. It generated about a little over $3 million in revenue. On the expenditure side, we are still about just short of 3.5 million. So this is the second phase of what we had programmed in 5 years ago as far as fee increases. And we are sensitive to our seniors, and we do about 10 junior outings a year to encourage the youth to take up the sport of golf. But we're at the point now where we still need to close that gap. We have made a commitment, and you've approved it every year in the budget, with a very aggressive capital improvement program, where we continue to make improvements to all 3 golf courses. As you know, Voshanes and Abear's got their greens redone. We've added a putting green to the wetlands, which, came online as a $12 million facility. I could tell you that we can look at, whatever option the council wants us to look at, but when you move the envelope, the next group on the daily fees, we've to illustrate our sensitivity to that, we're talking about a $75 increase. A $75 increase for the year equates to a little over $6 a month. Okay. In addition to that, we broke what the commission actually recommended and ended up approving was a $150 increase for the memberships, for the annual passes, $150. So we took it a step further by breaking it up into 2 years. So the actual increase that you're looking at tonight for those that you identified is $75 for this year and $75 for next year. From a professional standpoint, as the director of the department, I don't think we're asking for too much. In fact, we had a lot of discussion at the commission level. They wanted to go higher with the request that came to the administration and now to you for approval. So when we get 95,000 rounds of golf, and the product that we're putting out now is one that we're very proud of, but the cost of chemicals, the cost of labor continue to increase. And we're trying to close that gap and generate additional revenue. This revenue alone will only generate over the 2-year period about $565,000. This first year is about $170,000. So we're not trying to make it all up in one loop. But I got to tell you that everybody's got to pull their load when it comes to those type programs. And that's what we're doing across the board when we evaluate our fees in all of our programs, when we look at the cost for operating and renting our centers, the campground, all of those fees are looked at and adjusted. By us breaking it up into 2 years, I think we've demonstrated the sensitivity that's needed. A $75 increase for the year. For those who purchase a membership, we've calculated that to be about 33 times. Once they have played 33 times with that annual pass, they have really captured their investment. We don't have the technology to give you the data that would be foolproof, but most of our guys are playing twice a week. So if you would take that average of twice a week and just do the math on it, you're looking at about 96 times a year they're playing. And we're saying once they cross 33, they have their investment for an annual pass has been captured. So long answer to tell you, we're supportive of the package that we sent to you, understanding that any increase, and it's been 3 years since we've had an increase, but our golf budget during this period has increased about 15%.
Mr. Boudreaux, out of curiosity, I understand the increase is relatively small per year, but in speaking percentages, a lot of these guys on fixed income, for instance, their cost of living increase this year is 1%. The green fees went up 17%. So it kind of hits hard on these guys, not to mention the golf carts, the fees going up on the golf carts. Now, one question out of curiosity. In breaking down the 3 courses we have, public courses we have here, the revenues at ABEAR, does that pretty much cover the expenditures at ABEAR?
None of the courses cover their expenses.
None of them cover their own expenditures?
None of them.
Okay. Is there greater losses at one or the other? I mean,
Usually it's factored in on what we project for capital improvements. Which this coming year, we have the largest capital investment will be at ABEAR. Last year was Voshanes, and the year before was the wetlands. So we move it around, and that's why it's in the golf fund, so that we can share it, but we can also project out what we want to be, like in 5 years, and what improvements we need to go ahead and factor in.
on average, the percentage of losses by course are what? Do you have any idea? I mean, ABEAR, Voshanes?
I don't have that breakdown, but again,
okay.
when the wetlands came on board, of course, being on the Audubon Trail, their fees are a lot higher than ABEAR and Voshanes. So their opportunity to recoup funds through the revenue is greater. But I could provide that for you. I don't have it with me tonight.
I don't know how necessary that is, but the point being is that this increase to these gentlemen is pretty hefty. When you look at a 17% increase on their fees versus their cost of living increase on Social Security is about 1% this year, and the last couple of years they hadn't had any increase. So it hits them hard financially, and a lot of them, this is all they have for their exercise. This is it. This is what they do. And the golf carts in particular, which is not part of the pass, they have to pay as they go, that hits them even harder. And as they get older, a lot of them will either walk 9 and ride 9, or sometimes they have to ride 18. And this is their concern, is this increase, how it's going to affect them and in their quality of life and their cost of living as they go through. And I noticed that these fee increases, in particular in the passes, that are going to be implemented this year. They're starting in 3 days, whereas the green fees, regular green fees, don't increase for another year yet. That is correct?
Yeah, that's what I alluded to earlier.
And
Rather than put them all in 1 year, your annual passes were put in the first year, and then your daily fees were put in the second year.
Okay, and thinking that these guys that have these passes, in fact, and particularly these seniors, many of these gentlemen have been playing golf on your courses for 30 years, 40 years, depending. And none of them are starting out brand new at golf. So these fees are kind of hitting them hard, and they supported your courses over these years for many years. I'm what I'm proposing is, why not take these regular green fees and the junior and senior green fees, the individual fees that people pay per round, and increase those this year, and go a little bit easier on the seniors on their passes, and pick up the slack on those regular green fees and junior fees immediately, because those are people that play the one round here, the one round there.
I want to make sure you're following me. The junior and the senior pass at Abear, what we're proposing is going to be $525 for the year,
Right.
for the year.
But these increases for the junior and senior pass go into effect this year. And your regular green fees and junior, senior green fees don't go into effect until 2015. These regular green fees and junior, senior green fees, twilight fees, et cetera, aren't those the fees that they pay per round, basically? And then the individual does not have a pass, they come up here, they pay this fee. But those are being deferred for another year, the increase on those fees. And what I'm proposing is, why not increase those fees this year to increase your revenues on those individual rounds that pay as you play, and defer the passes or decrease the pass increases for these seniors, and increase the individual round fees to a greater fee starting this year. You're increasing it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
And in
that's-
proportion to the passes that are paid versus the regular individual rounds that are paid for, is there a greater amount of passes or a greater amount of individual rounds, do you know?
On the breakdown, it would be a greater number of daily passes. Yeah, that's people who don't buy the annual pass. The annual pass is intended for those people who play on a regular basis.
Correct.
And I can assure you, those who buy an annual pass play on a regular basis.
And
So the decision has to come from the individual as to which one suits their financial situation
Right.
best, paying a daily fee or paying the annual pass.
But out of curiosity, the majority of the fees that come through are on the pay-as-you-play per-round basis. I'm sure the people that walk up and pay and they play today, if I'm not correct. Am I correct in saying that?
That's a larger number, yes.
Okay. So if we were to increase those fees effective as ASAP, we could possibly increase your revenues just as much or more and take it a little bit easier on the seniors and relax those fees, those passes for them, so they won't have such a cost of living increase or a high hit on the increase in their fees, and help them out on their fixed incomes, is my point. Because these guys, basically, a lot of them, that's all they have for their exercise. They go out there and that's it. They have you in your golf course. They rely on you. And if it becomes unaffordable for them to play, you take away their little pleasure in life. And as far as, like, especially increasing the golf carts, that's going to hit them per round. And I can see that they would have to have that. And I thought the golf carts pretty much paid for themselves anyway. But the point is, if we can increase the per round fees immediately, it would help out the seniors possibly in their pass fees.
We'll accept whatever the council approves.
Would you agree that that could be a feasibility, that you could do that, to increase the per round fees now and slap back off on the pass fees for the seniors?
I think you would have those who play who come and pay every time. You would have that same argument from them that they can use a break, and that's why they're not buying a membership, because they don't play as often. They would only play or frequent the course as needed or as wanted. So
Right.
I think you would reverse the argument from the seniors and the juniors, who, by the way, we give that 50% discount to, that's already factored into the fee. So when we look at you were talking about Abear and Voshane, so when you look at what a senior pays currently of $450 for playing at those two facilities, we're talking about going up $75 to $525, whereas everyone else would pay an additional $200 or $725. So we've already factored in a discount for them, but I don't want to sound argumentative. I'm just telling you that whatever the council approves, we'll implement. But we have taken all of those factors into consideration in coming up with what we have in front of you tonight.
Out of curiosity, I've been asked this question a few times. The pros of the courses, their salaries are based on, and just a set salary? Do they get some of the profits off of the Club Pro Shop, the golf carts, et cetera?
Fair question. They, the pros, all three get a small stipend from us. They are the business owners of the pro shop and the snack shop. They employ the individuals in the snack shop. They provide all of the equipment, all of the merchandise in the pro shop, and they're at a loss. If it doesn't move, it's their inventory that they have to eat. So they are business owners of that portion of it, and that has been we contractually have an arrangement with them where that's part of the package to
That is
compensate
only
them.
the snack shop and the pro shop, isn't the golf carts have nothing to do with any of that?
Golf carts and the green
That's the
fees
city of
are
Lafayette owns that, and
100%
Parish.
LCG. Yes, sir.
LCG owns that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there, other than the standard gratuities y'all give to the officials in the area, are there any other gratis fees given out to, say, LCG, all their employees or anything like that? Do you know of anything like that?
No,
No,
there is
none that I know of. I didn't think so. Yeah, that was another question I was asked, and I was, wanted to, just for their information, to find out if there was anything, because there's rumors going around that LCG employees pay for free and stuff like this. I said, not that I know of,
Prior to 1989, retired city employees received that. In the early 90s, a lawsuit was filed, and all of those privileges were removed.
Or removed, okay.
Yes, so that might be some old stuff there.
I'd like to reserve for some, anybody have any discussion to do? I'd like to reserve comments for later, but I'm done for right now. Thank you, Mr. Boudreaux. I sure appreciate your time.
Yeah, Mr. Nakane, the pros are here, and I've just asked them to take 3 minutes just to give you some information, and if you would,
Okay,
if you
can
would
we
allow-
let a couple of people speak and then we can bring them up, or you want to bring them up now?
If it's my preference, I'd like them to make their presentation.
It's yours,
and
go
then
ahead.
they probably will answer whatever questions might come up, but,
I'm fine with that.
thank you. In no particular order, we can have the pros come up. Todd Robertson's the head pro at Voshanes, and we'll let him start.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Todd Robertson. I'm the head golf professional at Lakeview Shooting Golf Course. I've been there since 2006. Gerald asked us to prepare a little information for y'all tonight on just this past year. Our yearly recap, rounds of golf played at Lakeview Shin, we played 40,848 rounds. We generated for the first time this year, we broke the $1 million mark in revenue. That's green fees, cart fees, annual passes, range balls. Give you a little background. In 2006, when I started, the golf course did $593,000 in revenue. The year before we renovated, we did $595,000. After the investment was made and we were closed for a year, 2010, we reopened, we did $849,000 in revenue. So your investment, the vote that y'all had on the renovation, I think it was in 2008, it's been a positive thing. We just keep growing. These fee increases will probably help add to that with, new programs, help in staffing where we're short, marshals. Our big issue at our golf course is pace of play. We get so busy on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays that we're constantly trying to push people around, and without the employees to do that, it makes it pretty tough. So I know if this portion is approved for us, I'm going to ask Gerald to put it towards staffing for us so that we can have help in the starting and marshaling program. So that's really all I have for tonight.
You have a question, Mr.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on one second, Mr. Councilman Andy Nakane has a question. Okay.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Todd, I was curious, would you see anything wrong with increasing the pay-as-you-play fees this year to help out with the revenues and helping out the seniors that play your course? I mean,
Well, I would defer that to Gerald with, the thing that I think is missing here is the annual pass holders that we do have, they play an inordinate amount of times of, rounds of golf. So they're the one, that, yes, they are providing revenue, but it doesn't matter to us whether it's a green fee or an annual pass. They're a round of golf, and they're out there having a good time, enjoying themselves. The seniors that we do have, they're paying for those annual passes sometimes in the first month, literally. I mean, every day. If we're closed, like you said, socially, is there one place to go? They don't have a place to go. So if we're closed, like we were closed day before yesterday because of the cold, you know, they're not having a place to go. But they're playing so much that that it just, from a dollar standpoint, the $500 or $600, $700, if you divide that by 50, 60, 70 times, their green fee is actually $2 or $3. And then that's because they can play, because they're retired. If Joe Worker that just plays on the weekend is going to get that green fee increase, he's paying $22, $23. So I see a little inequity there. Just that's just my personal opinion on that.
And again, let me also interject that we do have a number of seniors who play, who do not have annual passes. So if we would go along with what you're suggesting, then we would be giving an increase right away to those seniors. So, you know, all of the seniors are not in the annual pass category. And I'll venture to say that we have quite a few that are not in that category that we would, you know, negatively impact, as you had alluded to earlier, with the increase this year and another one on next year. So keep that in mind also, that
Okay,
all
Mr.
of,
McGraw.
that there are a lot of seniors who do, when they do play, they pay.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I want to bring up Mike
Okay, we get,
Guidry, please.
Mr. Mike Guidry? Is that it, Mr. Councilman Narcan?
Hi, Mike Guidry, manager, Bear Municipal Golf Course. Before we go anywhere, I want to tell Mr. Shelvin, nematodes down. But Bear Municipal Golf Course was under construction in the year 2010. We did $1.75 million of improvements. $750,000 of that went just for the netting along Louisiana Avenue. $1 million plus went on the golf course to redo all 19 greens, move some tee boxes, realign some fairways. And since then, we have done very well. We're up to right around $600,000 in revenues. We did about 26,000 rounds of golf. Everybody is elated as far as the course condition, and they do come out and utilize it. We did a complete renovation of the clubhouse, and also this year we're in line for constructing a $195,000 court shed. So all of they're receiving benefits, and I think we need this increase to continue doing that for the players.
Cool. I'm gonna, what's that? I'm gonna go ahead and let them finish doing their presentation and then wrap up, and then I'll go ahead and let the
I'm done.
council speak. That's it, Mr. Mike? Okay. Cool deal. Can you go ahead and present your name and,
Yes, sir. How y'all doing, gentlemen? Thank you. Thanks for having me. David Gary, I'm the manager golf pro at the Wetlands Golf Course. Let's see, we opened up in April of 2006. I've been there ever since. This past year, we had our best year in terms of rounds and revenue. We did about 33,500 rounds of golfers this past year, and that equates to about a 1.4, right over 1.4 million in revenue. So I got to say that the city of Lafayette, the citizens as well as the golfers here are very fortunate, and I feel fortunate also to manage the facility. But I think they have a great product there at the Wetlands. with the funding that we do have, that we're grateful for, that the citizens should be grateful for, is the fact, we do maintain a good golf course and we do provide good service there. So we're complimented a lot. I hear it from the golfers that do participate and do play there. Some of the things that the capital money goes towards, we increased our we increased the benefit of being a pass holder there, as well as coming out to practice by adding 2 greens. We had a new putting green installed about 2 years ago, as well as a chipping green out there also. We're able to maintain a fleet of golf carts that we have 90 in our fleet. Some of that, I know that capital funding goes towards golf carts. We're going to get 45 new carts this year. So we're very fortunate, and that's really all I have to say.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Mr. Boudreau, any last remarks before I open up for the council? We have
Sure.
a few people that-
Just that, listen, fee increases are never fun. It's not anything that we take, a lot of pleasure or pride in bringing to you. But it's our job to tell you where we are with expenses when we evaluate, as David said, the product that we put out, and realizing the cost of chemicals, the labor costs, and what we want to do with our golf courses, what we want to provide for our citizens. It's been 3 years since we brought a fee proposal to you. It's not something we do every year. It's not something that we want to tell seniors or juniors or those who are in the middle that you got to pay more. But nobody wants to pay any more, but, we hold these guys accountable for having the golf courses well maintained, and it's my job to tell you what it costs to do that. And years ago, we dropped off from evaluating fees, and we left them at $8. And what we got were $8 golf courses. I'm proud to say the Wetlands is on the Audubon Trail. I'm proud to say that Voshanes and Abear is in great shape, and we meet on a regular basis. They understand. That's how it's supposed to stay. So we're bringing this to you, like I said, not to be excessive for funds. I've alluded earlier that, we're still short from being self-sufficient, and we're not asking to get there with this increase. We're just asking to be able to maintain what we have and stay competitive in the market. There are 3 courses that have closed in Baton Rouge. There are a couple that have closed in our area. We got to run it like a business, but we also take in mind, as I said, factoring this in over a 2-year period, that it is going to be an impact on some people, and I think we've done that. So I'll answer any questions and that you all have, and I appreciate your opportunity to bring this forward tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Boudreau. We got some council discussion. Councilman Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. Boudreau, for coming tonight. If you don't mind, can you tell us offhand, let's just talk about the cart and the green fees that are increasing at this point. Where do those funds go? I mean, does it go into the general fund for operations and maintenance? Where specifically do those funds go?
All of the golf course funds go right back into the general fund. We have all 3 set up on like an enterprise fund where we take care of all 3 on the same line item. So they're into the general fund, to answer your question.
Okay, and part of that is used for the pro salaries too, or?
That's a line item in the budget.
Gotcha.
So the general fund takes in X amount, and then we come to you with a budget and say, this is what it costs to operate the golf courses.
Okay. In your opinion, and I think we've had some of the information from the pros that gave us some, but in your opinion, which one of the golf courses of the 3, say, performs the best in reference to the rounds and?
Well, this is the problem when you ask that kind of a question.
And I'm not trying to say
No,
which
it's not
ones.
on dollars and cents, and it's a good question. We need to move away from performance based on dollars, because the Wetlands fee structure is higher.
Higher, right.
So they will generate more.
Right.
So my response as far as which one's more productive, I want all 3 of them to be productive, and I want all 3 of them to be well-maintained and to be managed and to provide customer service on a regular basis. But what happens is, so many people look at which course generates the most money.
Right.
And that's really not a fair analysis of how we do business. When you look at the 140 acres that the wetlands sit on, a little over 100 acres that Voshanes, and then down to almost 90 with Abear, you're talking about 3 different golf courses.
Right.
So our pricing is different, and the play is different. I think Mr. Nakane said it. There are people who play at certain golf courses and they don't want to go anywhere else. So we factor all those in. So I think they all are very productive, and the last couple of years, we've really turned the corner on the customer service initiatives and providing a quality product.
Well, I appreciate that. Some of the things we have here, from what I understand, and I was trying to verify that with what they said, I think you look at Voshanes plays almost, last year, almost 41,000 rounds were played there. I think at the wetlands, you had 33,500 that were played, and at Abear was 26,000. So I guess the question I'm going to ask, and it's one that makes a lot of people nervous, and I've had other people ask the same question. Mr. Boudreau, do we need 3 golf courses in Lafayette?
Well, we have 3, so we have to maintain the 3 that we have.
I know. But
If we could turn back the hands of time, you might do things differently, but I don't think we even need to go there. I think when the wetlands, when we went to the citizens with the bond proposal for the wetlands, it was for a high-end golf course, because we knew what we had. So we spent $12 million to open the wetlands, and it was a bond project that was approved with the understanding it would be there. So my answer to you is, we need 3 golf courses. They're here, and it's our job to maintain them.
would you foresee, and just my final question, would you foresee us having to continue increasing the fees and the rates and maybe additional subsidization in the
I think
future?
periodically is something that every business has to do.
Well, I
I think it's
understand
been
that.
3 years. I think it's been 3 years since we've come for a rate increase. As long as the chemicals, as long as the labor costs, as long as materials and supplies continue to increase, whether it's inflationary or because of more need, we'll have to adjust the fees.
Okay.
But I don't anticipate, like I said earlier, I don't anticipate, and we haven't come here every year for a fee increase in golf, and I don't anticipate that we'll have one, again next year.
Okay. And last question here is that, I guess in saying the last 10 years, have any of the golf courses, the revenue they've taken in covered their expenses, total expenses?
No. We did a calculation, 10 years ago, we were generating a little over $1 million in revenue, and to date, we're a little over $3 million, so that's triple, but then when you look at the expenditures, those have gone up also, and that's why we're here tonight.
Understandable. That's all I have, Mr. Boudreau. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks so much. President Durrell?
Well, there's a lot of things that need to be put in some perspective. Mr. Terrio, you've been the manager of the Milton Water District for several years now. Have y'all had any rate increases? Do you foresee never having another rate increase? You do foresee having other rate increases. You got a business to run, so do we. Government, I've often joked about the fact that government doesn't sell cookies, that we only can operate off of taxes. This is one of those cases where we have an opportunity for something that is a choice that people can make, could be self-sustaining. Mr. Nakane, as we talk about the seniors, I can tell you, I know of some seniors that threw some shoes at the TV because you assume they're all poor. And if you want to do it by income, then maybe we can start. You could have seniors in any age group bring in their income tax returns, and you could start deciding who gets the discounts, because I think it's outrageous that you think that somebody's over, 65?
No, it's 62.
62, so I'll be a senior in 12 or 15 years. But the point is, you're assuming that anybody over 62 isn't productive and didn't handle their finances right. I think that's an unfair thing, an unfair assumption to make of seniors. The other piece of that is, the question comes into, who would you suggest subsidize? Because if we're not collecting the money, when I first got into office, one of the first things I proposed was a rate increase at the golf courses. I thought it was outrageous, and the example I used that night that I talked about it in here, I thought it was outrageous that my mother-in-law subsidized my ability to play golf the cheapest in the state. I think at the time we were $10 or so for a round of golf. And I thought, so when you talk about the seniors, there are people out there who will never walk on a golf course that would have to subsidize that issue. And so, you know, I know a senior, I won't mention his name, is Fred, but, you know, he told me it costs him about $5 a round of golf. And, you know, I mean, so he's getting, but you know, the thing is, the problem, Andy, is that you can't lump anything into one category. You know, I can give an example of seniors. You've heard examples of seniors here, of people here tonight, where the seniors are paying on average, they play so much that it's costing them $2 a round. Well, you know, that's true. We also know that there are seniors that belong to private clubs that cost a lot of money, and they're doing fine. I mean, so I have trouble with assuming that because someone is of a certain age group that they can't afford to do something. And I have to believe if at some point they get to a point where they can't afford to do something, they ultimately kind of quit doing it. And there are probably people who are much younger than 62 that can't afford to play golf 2 or 3 times a month. We can't do anything about that. You know, we can't, I don't know how you subsidize that. I mean, we have been subsidizing, we continue to subsidize the golf courses. I'm not sure, Gerald, if the money that we're bringing in for the golf courses, I thought we had gotten to a point to where the golf courses were getting pretty close to self-sufficient from an annual operations standpoint.
Correct, just on
Where
operations.
it's covering our cost, capital costs will never, I mean,
That's
you know,
correct.
the old adage for golf courses is the third owner makes money. You know, the first 2 go bankrupt, the third owner makes money. You know, you can't charge enough for a municipal golf course, I don't think, to take care of all the capital cost. But in the conversation of reduced fees or whatever, the other piece of that is who's subsidizing that, you know, and that's the part I have trouble with, because I think there are people out there that would like to own sailboats who can't afford to own a sailboat. There are a lot of examples of things that many of us can't afford to do, but we go on with our lives. And I just have trouble with the conversation that assumes that because you're 62 years or older, you are not able to take care of yourself and make decisions for yourself. And I think it's unfair to lump a group of people into a lump group like that. And so I'll just point out to you that when you start talking about the only way you get the fees as low as they are is that they are across the board. You know, I mean, if you want to start eliminating certain groups, then the other groups have to pay more if you want to accomplish the same thing. So, I don't know, it's just, I know it sounds good and it feels good and it seems good, but in the end, there's a reality we have to deal with. And if we want, you know, we hear it all the time, run government like a business. Here's a very legitimate opportunity to run government like a business. And, you know, if that's not what you want, then, you know, it's y'all's vote. But I don't agree with the conversation, and I would encourage you not to even go there, because I think it's fraught with potholes and whatever. I mean, it's just not a clean conversation. And like I said, I know it sounds good and it feels good, but I don't think it's real. So, you know, I would encourage you not to fool with that, and to go with the recommendation of the commission. These people are volunteers. They work hard. They want the best for the community. They want the best for Parks and Recreation. They want the best for the golf courses. And, you know, this is the group that came to us a couple of years ago proposing a tax because they felt like it was, and I wasn't supportive of it at the way it was being handled, at the way it was being proposed, but I admired the fact that they were trying to get Parks and Recreation off of the constant subsidization from the city tax dollars that we pay. And so here's one of those opportunities where the commission has come to us after making tough decisions and said, look, we can be that much more self-sufficient if we just let us keep our heads above water. And the proposed increases is still, I mean, I'm not sure if y'all have done any kind of studies or, investigation of how our rates are compared to, other similar type golf courses or communities, but I know compared to the private courses, that would be the other choice. Had the people of Lafayette not voted for a third golf course, it was their decision, not the government's decision. If y'all did anything like that, but I still have to believe that our fees are relatively low compared to the rest of the state.
We did, and we're not at the top and we're not at the bottom. We're a little above the middle of the pack when we compare, and it's another point that, as you said, each market is going to be different, and each golf course is going to be different. Somebody had asked about Lake Charles and Mallard Cove in that area, and I can tell you they don't put capital dollars back in their program the way we do. So it'll be different, but we have taken that in consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Durrell. Have next person, Mr. Boudreau.
I'm done.
You done? I'm sorry, that would be your twin brother. Not twin, but for the record, the two Boudreaux are here.
We do have the same mother and father, though.
That's a start.
We got the tree, huh? A lot has already been said, and like someone indicated, rate increases are always difficult. We see it when we have to deal with utility things. I've made some of those same arguments. Things applied to garbage collection. Anytime there's a rate, it's tough. And what I try to do is really look at it thoroughly. And I could tell you that I'm going to support this, and it's because of the product has been created at all three courses in particular, but I just want to share what I've had to experience. I've had people call me as well, concerned, some of my constituents who play golf, and they're complaining about those fees as well, and they talk about how they could go down to Squirrel Run maybe, or New Iberia, wherever, and I say, do y'all calculate y'all fueling when y'all traveling to go and play? And I know we've drawn a number of significant, very successful tournaments to our courses. We're in a very competitive environment with other private courses within our parish and in close proximity to our parish. But the question has been raised twice tonight, and I want to address it as it relates to what course performs the best. And that's a challenging question because, like the other Mr. Boudreau indicated, you got different acreage, you got different formats being played, different locations, all kind of differences. But I could tell you, I appreciate the question. I think the course that performs the best is the one that people have access to. And I could tell you that the course that is right there at the corner of Louisiana Avenue and Mud Avenue and Moss Street, I know people who walk to that course. It may or may not generate as many dollars as the course out on University or the one near Youngsville, but I tell you, the people who go there appreciate the opportunity to walk there and play. There's a young man, you might want to look up the name Chris Arsenault. I had the privilege of honoring him in this room not long ago. A former employee of that course, lived a block away, who's now a professional golfer, selling professional items, teaching, created a foundation. And I guarantee you, if he was to come into this room right now, he would say that if it would not have been for, at the time, what we refer to as Muni, he would not be the man he is today. Mike alluded to the net, and a lot of people don't even realize the net, which covers Louisiana Avenue, the incident that cost this government significant amount of money due to a lawsuit, actually was to the back of the course, where we now have a residential development. It would be very hypocritical of me if I would not support this, and I would be demanding in a couple of years to protect that community. We need netting on the backside of that course, because I still have people come to me now finding balls in their yards. They're sitting out at their barbecues, balls are coming their direction. So when I look at the safety measures that has been taken at that particular course in particular, when I look at the access and the improvements that have been made at that course, and what it has done for that community, I would say that it performs very well. We've demanded some improvements. The improvements have been made. We have some of the best courses in the area. When I look at the breakdown of how these fees are being applied over a span, the cost drops tremendously. When I talk to some of these guys who have these season passes, and even those who work, not just the retired community, I know guys who work who go on their lunch. They're self-employed, they go daily. They love the game of golf. So I think at the end of the day, we would be okay to support this and continue to support the fact that we have 3 great courses that is accessible throughout our parish for people both within the city of Lafayette and the parish of Lafayette. So I'm going to support this, and I just want to take an opportunity. Mike, I appreciate what you all doing out there. You know, the other pros, guys, not leaving you out, but we have an issue on Moss Street. Moss is a state right-of-way, which prohibits maintenance by local government, by local taxes, okay? And the state has no maintenance program, and it looked horrible. The complaints that would come in along Moss Street, and if you pass that a day, you could see in one side and out the other. And that's because of the efforts and the sacrifice of those guys out there. And I appreciate that. I really do. So I'm going to support this and encourage and hope that you all could continue those types of improvements at our courses and continue to do the great job you're doing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Boudreaux. Just looking at everything from my perspective, Mr. Gerald Boudreaux, what did you say? If someone plays 33 times, then it pays for itself for which membership or which fee?
For your regular,
For
for your regular annual pass.
And that annual pass is not all, that's for all 3? If you play, that would be basically for
Bear
and Bochet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a 3-course pass, but that analogy was tied to just a regular pass.
And you said that fee went from $470, what is it going to?
$75 increase is what you're looking at, going from $450 to $525.
And that's on the senior?
That's on your regular pass. On your senior pass, no, I'm sorry, that is $450 to $525 on your senior. On your regular pass, you're going from $650 to $725.
Okay.
$650 to $725 annually.
Now, that membership gets to play 2 courses.
That's correct.
Alluding to Mr. Terrio's comment, do we need 3 courses? I can assure you that if you eliminated one of those courses, it would be a train wreck to try to have the community play at these courses, because I find all 3, I'm an avid golfer, all 3 of them. Sometimes when I go to Vaux, it's backed up, So, yes, I think this city and the parish needs 3 courses. I respect all 3 courses. I like them very much. One of the things that, for me, if we got 3.5 million roughly in expenses and we're only bringing in 3 million in revenue, my thing that I talk to my fellow golfers is, sure, let's don't do any rate increase, but then in the future, when the greens are horrible and we're playing and you're griping, man, I don't understand why they just didn't put any money into this course. I mean, just a little bit here or there, just to keep it up, So in this case right here, as it relates to rates, nobody's going to be happy. Whether you do the increase because it's necessary for operating and to maintain what you currently have, people aren't going to be happy about that. But then if you do nothing at all, they're not going to be happy that either, because now their course or their it's not going to be playable. So I think it's special that we have 3 great courses. They run fantastic. The amenities, I think the memberships are fine, even with the rate increase. Gerald, can you tell me where do we rank versus other cities that have maybe 3 courses? I mean,
Todd or David, probably through the PGA, would probably have better information than I would. We, as when Mr. Durrell made his comments, we looked into, we just don't want to, lead the pack to say we're leading the pack on expenses. We're not as high. You don't have outside of Baton Rouge, Todd, you might come up and help me out with this. Outside of Baton Rouge, a concentration of multiple golf courses in one municipality that are publicly owned. But Todd's the incoming president of our Gulf States area, by the way. So he not only works with us here, but serves as, like I said, president of the entire Gulf States area. So that's an honor for him, an honor for Lafayette, an honor for our Recreation and Parks Department. You want to respond to that question, please?
Kevin, as far as municipal specific, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Monroe, Jackson, Mississippi, and maybe Biloxi. But to the equivalent of what we have as far as conditions, playability, number of rounds. I know Breck, some of their fees to play like the course that you see when you're going through Baton Rouge, it's like $8, and a lot of those with Breck, they're talking about closing some more of them. They've already closed. I think they've closed one of them, and from what I've heard, that they're looking at. The new superintendent of Breck is looking at closing others. So as far as just if you group them all together, I mean, and like Gerald said, I get to see and talk to a lot of those pros and get to visit a lot of those places for tournaments and meetings and such, and just my personal opinion. Now, I'm from here. I grew up playing City Park, what I call City Park, what I now call Abear Municipal. And then getting to come home, I'm obviously biased to the Lafayette facilities, but I don't see any better as a whole. Santa Maria in Baton Rouge is a city-owned, Mallard Cove in Lake Charles. All of the cities seem to have one country club type signature course, but as far as a whole, I don't see it.
That, as it relates to the fees on the carts and stuff, and David and I had that conversation when we talked, your maintenance on these carts, am I wrong or am I right when we say that to maintain these carts, the batteries, I mean, that's a big expense, right?
Yes, it is. I think, the lifespan of a battery might be, 3 to 4 years. So after that, particularly Vieux-Chane and the courses here, municipal golf courses in general, we have a lot of traffic. There's a lot of action. Right. Our rounds are up, so those carts are going out a lot. They get used a lot compared to maybe, a country club. Their rounds, just to give you an example, maybe the Le Triumph's rounds of golf might be 22,000. Right. So that's less traffic, less wear and tear on the carts, less wear and tear on the golf course. So as a result, like I said earlier, we're very fortunate. I think Lafayette, the citizens of Lafayette have, they have an opportunity to play some great golf courses here in terms of condition, no doubt about it. You compare it to Mallard Cove, to the Breck courses in Baton Rouge, Lafayette just happens to, it's a priority, and the citizens are very fortunate, I feel.
And these fees here, correct me if I'm wrong or not, but we're trying to maintain what we currently have as of today. That's what these fees, these rate increases are. It's not to expand or do anything else. It's basically to stay status quo.
That's correct. The only thing we've identified is our 5-year CIP program.
Okay.
So that's factored in, but everything else is on operations and maintenance as we have real figures, real numbers for today.
And as it relates to the cart fees, do we charge any golfers that want to walk?
No.
No, that's an option, no.
So if someone don't want to pay the increase in the carts, they're free to go as far as for walking on the course?
Free to walk is correct, yes.
Okay, well, like I said, nobody likes rate increases, and I know there's going to be some golfers that's giving me a call, but I know great golfers and people that enjoy the game and the sport, they enjoy playing on a quality course. And if it's $2, $6 here, an average of $10 more per month, I would tend to think that these people would like to play on a quality course versus not putting into it, and then as a result, you you lose play because nobody wants to go out and play on that course. So we have some other people here lit up to speak, but thank you guys for
Good. Thank
your
you
time.
all.
All right. We have next person to speak. We have Councilman Shelvin.
Thank you, sir. And Mike, thank you for the update on nematodes. I appreciate it. Has the nematologist visited us anytime, Mr. Boudreaux? For those of us that don't know what nematodes and nematologists are, can you kind of tell the public what that is?
We had the issue at Abear, but we have a consultant that visits all 3 golf courses
And
on a
he's called
quarterly
a
basis.
Nematologist.
Nematologist, yes.
Want to make sure. I didn't want people to think Mike was going nematode was that. What I do want to ask is, and just to make sure my calculations are correct, looked like at Abear and Voshane's is that the majority of the increases for the year looks like it's about $150 from current to 2015.
Yeah, for your annual passes, that's
Yeah, I'm talking about the big numbers, the big
yeah,
ones.
that's applicable at the wetlands also, $150 over 2 years.
Right. Right.
And we broke it into 75 the first year and 75 the second year.
So if my calculator is correct, gentlemen, we're talking about 41 cents a day. That's what we're talking about right now. If you take $150 divided that by 365, it gives us 41 cents per day of an increase. Doesn't it cost $1 to buy soda out of a vending machine?
It's $1.25.
$1.25. Thank you, sir.
Got you covered.
If you, and here's my school of thought. If you're in a position to buy a pass for $700, for $1,850, I think you're able to afford an $800 pass or a $2,000 pass. If you can't, then you shouldn't be buying the pass that you're currently paying now. So I already know how I'm going to vote. And I mean, I don't speak for the whole council, but I pretty much have an idea that everybody up here kind of knows how we're going to vote, and we're regurgitating information over 41 cents a day for something that's needed. So with that being said, without belaboring the point, hopefully I can get the support in this. I'd like to call for the question.
All right, we have a call for the question. Any second? Second by Councilman Bertrand. Then we can call the vote on the question. Liz?
District 8,
Yes.
District 9,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
No.
District 6,
No.
District 7.
Yes.
Motion to call for the question is approved.
All right, Liz, can we call the vote on the ordinance, please?
District 8,
Any blue cards?
Yes.
Sorry,
No blue cards.
there was no blue card.
okay, District 9,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right. Next,
Ordinance 276, 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 2013-14 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing salary and benefit appropriations for a promotion for a sign and marketing specialist position in the Public Works Department Traffic Service Division.
got a motion by Councilman Bertrand, second by Councilman Boudreaux. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any blue cards? No blue cards? Okay, please call the vote.
District 9,
Yes.
Yes.
District 2, District 3, 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right.
Ordinance 277, 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 2013-14 operations and maintenance and capital improvement programs budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to make appropriation adjustments within the Utilities Department.
Got a motion by Councilman Boudreaux, second by Councilman Andy Nakam. Guys, just like to make an announcement that there's an amendment that's been requested by LUS to provide for a manning table change via the budget revision for a pay rate increase for the labor foreman 3 position from $19.43 to $20.42 an hour. This manning table change needs to be authorized by the council, so an amendment is requested. Do I have somebody want to grant the amendment? Motion? Second. I have a motion by Councilman Bertrand, second by Councilman Andy Nakam. Are there any blue cards on the amendment? No blue cards? Okay. Can we call a vote on the amendment only?
District 1,
Yes.
District 2, District 3, District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
Motion to amend is approved.
All right. At this time, are there any blue cards on the amendment that was just made?
One person signed in.
On the ordinance?
Oh, not on that one. I'm
On the
sorry.
ordinance,
It's the
okay.
next. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Then let's call a vote on the ordinance as amended.
Okay. District 1,
Yes?
District 2, District 3, District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8.
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
Motion to adopt as amended is approved. Ordinance 278, 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 2013-14 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing revenues received from the Federal Highway Administration Recreational Trails Program in the amount of $89,240, appropriating within the Department of Planning, Zoning, and Development, Planning Division, and authorizing the Lafayette City Parish President to execute an agreement with the Office of State Parks, Department of Culture, Tourism, and Recreation for the disbursement of monies for the Lafayette Urban Bicycle Trails.
Got a motion by Councilman Boudreaux, second by Councilman Bertrand. Are there any council discussion? Seeing none. Any blue cards? None? Okay. Liz, can you please call the vote?
District 2, District 3, District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
Motion is approved. Ordinance 279, 2013. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council providing for the abandonment of a portion of the right-of-way for Serenity Road on the property of Hubert P. Romero located in the 300 block of Serenity Road.
Got a motion by Councilman Terrio, second by Councilman Bellard. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Blue cards?
Andre Montanay did not wish to speak, but he signed in support of the ordinance.
All right. Thank you so much. Liz, can you please call the vote?
District 3, District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8.
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
District 1,
Yes?
District 2.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Additional information, guys, for items 19 and 20 are located inside your folder. Liz, can you please read the vacancies?
Due to the reorganization of the Metropolitan Planning Organization, 7 vacancies will exist on the Transportation Policy Committee, the MPO Governing Board, for an indefinite term effective February 4, 2014. Individuals must be domiciled inside the city limits of the City of Lafayette. Due to the reorganization of the Metropolitan Planning Organization, 2 vacancies will exist on the Transportation Policy Committee, the MPO Governing Board, for an indefinite term effective February 4, 2014. Individuals must be domiciled in the unincorporated areas of the Parish of Lafayette or within the corporate limits of the Town of Dusson, City of Scott, City of Youngsville, or City of Carencro, all of which are participating member jurisdictions in Lafayette Parish. Due to term expirations, a vacancy will exist on the Industrial Development Board for a 6-year term effective January 13, 2014. Due to term expiration, a vacancy exists on the Lafayette Animal Control Board for a 4-year term effective September 1, 2013. Individuals wishing to submit a resume for the above volunteer vacancies must be a registered voter and a resident of Lafayette Parish. Act 472 of the 2008 Louisiana Legislative Session, now codified as LARS 42:1124.2.1, requires financial disclosure under certain circumstances. Resumes are to be forwarded to Veronica L. Williams, Clerk of the Council, Post Office Box 4017C, Lafayette, Louisiana 70502, or email to bclafayette@lafayettela.gov no later than noon, Tuesday, January 21st, with council appointment to be made on February 4th, 2014.
All right. Next, we're going to move to consider appointments by the council as a whole to the following boards and commission. Liz, can you read item 23?
Appointment to the Board of Zoning Adjustments for a 4-year term effective January 31st, 2014.
Okay. Guys, we do have a resume that was received for consideration from Mr. Corey Collinger, okay? He is the incumbent, and there's only one. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and get an appointment.
I'll nominate Corey.
We have Councilman Bellard nominates Corey. Call the vote.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? Yes. District 6?
Yes.
District 7? Yes. District 8? Yes. District 9? District 1?
Yes.
District 2? Yes. District 3? Mr. Corey Collinger has been appointed.
Okay. Liz, can you read item 24?
Appointment to the Industrial Development Board for a 6-year term effective January 13th, 2014.
All right. We do have a resume that's received for consideration. It's from Jessica Allen. Allen.
I'd like to nominate Ms. Jessica Allen.
Okay, we have a nomination by Councilman Andy Nakam for Ms. Jessica. There is no incumbent. Can go ahead and call the vote.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Allen.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8? Yes. District 9? District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3? District 4?
Yes.
Ms. Allen has been appointed.
Okay. Next, Liz.
Okay, appointments by council members and our city parish president and/or any other direct appointing authority. District 4, Kenneth Boudreau appoints Jeremy J. Sweeney to the Lafayette Animal Control Board for a 4-year term effective on March 31st, 2013.
All right. Moving to introductory ordinances. I'm going to ask the council for a motion and a second to consider introductory ordinances in globo.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Councilman Andy Nakam, second by Councilman Bellard. Liz, can you go ahead and read the ordinances?
Ordinance 1, 2014, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 2013-14 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing revenues in the amount of $12,412 received from the United States Marshal Service appropriated within the Lafayette City Marshal's Office. Ordinance 2, 2014, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the filing of an application with the Louisiana Endowment for the Humanities for a grant for the Lafayette Public Library. Ordinance 3, 2014, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish President to enter into a railroad force account work agreement with BNSFF Railroad Company for BNSFF Railroad Company to install concrete crossing panels and crossing signal equipment at Coliseum Road in order to improve the intersection. Ordinance 4, 2014, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the provisions of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances in a particular certain sections of Chapter 26 thereof in order to adopt the current mandatory codes in accordance with the provisions of LARS 40:1730.26 and LARS 40:1730.28 relative to the authority of the Louisiana State Uniform Construction Code Council and as promulgated and enforced according to Louisiana RS 49:953B by the Administrative Procedure Act and the Department of Public Safety and Corrections, Office of the State Fire Marshal, and Louisiana State Uniform Construction Code Council, subject to certain modifications. Ordinance 5, 2014, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council declaring the manufactured home located at municipal address 112 Andover Road, Lafayette, Louisiana, on property owned by Willie Jones and Eldora Davis in care of Gerald J. Block, attorney appointed, to be dilapidated and dangerous to the public welfare, and ordering the condemnation of same.
All right, any council discussion? Seeing none, any blue cards? Okay, can you call the vote to introduce in global?
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2, District 3, District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion is adopted to introduce in globo.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Good job, Kevin.
You took the job.
Sorry, you've been here like 1980.
The same thing I did, Kevin, and then they told me after that.
Joe's way back. Thanks, Fred.